Howdy. The poem I want to do for you today is inspired by a Fred Fellows painting. Mr. Fellows painted an old Ford pickup parked out on the prairie. Sitting on the running board is a young cowgirl, and standing next to her, holding the reins of his bay mare, is a young cowboy. I call this poem Grace on the Range. Well, son, every once in a great while, if a fella keeps doing good in this world, he overwhelms the laws of compensation, so much so that his toes get curled. Now, such was the day of grace that I had while riding west across this here, our range, way back in the 1930s. Stray stock I was trying to rearrange. My bay and I hadn't had much luck, and the sun was beginning to set low when of a sudden my bay's ears pricked north. So, what the heck? I let her go. We trotted off a short ways and were surprised, clearing over a rise, to see a pickup a-sitting there. Broke down, I did quickly surmise. And once we got up close enough, I was sure enough blessed to see, a-sitting on that running board, a lonely cowgirl, just as pretty as can be. I dismounted quickly, forgetting to doff my hat. "Afternoon, ma'am. Need some help? I could surely fix you that flat." She looked up with a smile that powerful weakened my knees. Couldn't think of what to say, so I blurted, "That is, if you please." "I've changed wheels before, but I can't get the jack to crank, so it's not like I'm not able. Would you kindly give it a yank?" I introduced myself, all flustered. She offered her name was Grace. I grabbed that jack up off the ground, praying God's strength, just in case. Well, she knelt down right beside me, hoping to get the jack in place. All the girl smelling of ivory soap. When a strand of her hair blew into my face, well, I suddenly knew I'd been delivered the strength of an 18-hand horse. I jacked that truck up so fast I nearly used too much force. We quickly got the flat removed and often the fender mounted up to spare. Somehow our teamwork got me thinking we were a right fine pair. Don't know how I got the nerve, but seeing she wore no ring, I heard my voice asking for a date. She smiled and nodded. I swear I heard angels sing. Well, one fine week led to another. The boys steady teasing me about my smile. Her folks ranched some east of us, and I even met them after a while. We got to be about inseparable. I pretty much thought about nothing but her. She made me want to be a better man, a better future for us to ensure. One Sunday after church, her family invited me over for a meal. I brought along the ring. On her front porch, I was going to kneel. But first I had to ask his father, could I have his blessing? He didn't answer at first. It's just teasing to keep me guessing. When I knelt, she jumped for joy, hugging me so tight I thought I'd smother. Anyway, son, that's the story of how I met your grandmother.